What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prize Picks NBA player props video. This one gonna be breaking it down, giving you guys 3 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prize Picks in the NBA tonight. As always, if you haven't checked out Prize Picks, would highly recommend you check them out, guys. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off of picking the over and under on things like players' points, rebounds, assists, points, rebounds, assists, fantasy score, three-pointers made, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. Again, that is code KJK DFS. Go to lock that in, get that free money offer, and start winning some money over here on Prize Picks with these picks today, guys. And if you are going to be very serious, would highly recommend you check out my premium content packages. I do offer base level packages where you can get access to all of my core plays, all of my picks for one sport and one app. And you get access to the Discord and the lower tier Discord channels. So I know some people were confused about that. If you join one of the lower tier, you're going to get the lower tier access. What does that mean? You're going to get access to the specific app and sport channel of your package. So the Prizepicks NBA channel, the Underdog NBA channel, etc. That's just chatting up with that one sport, one app. If you want access to all of the channels, all of the Discord, all of my picks before anyone else in the premium and the public, before the bumps occur, top priority member, all of my research tab, the community sharing tab for the VIP. Check that out. We got a lot going on in the Discord. We got the VIP research, bankroll building tickets. That's going to be my top two ones that I have a very high hit rate. I do not post in there unless it's a really, really high hit rate. And all of the data matches up on that two-man pick there. You're going to get access to all my Prize Picks tickets, my Underdog tickets, my Monkey Knife Fight tickets, etc. We're building on that every single day over there. But once again, priority member top priority bumps do occur. You get into that chat. You're going to learn a lot, get a lot of value. A whole lot more. I'm gonna have to be updating this description to even add some of the stuff I've been adding. But this is the most popular package. Going to be the most value as far as the premium is concerned. So check that out if you're interested, and if you enjoy this content, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. It's free. It takes 2 seconds to do. It really does help me out, and I'm going to be providing these videos all NBA season long in return for free for you guys to give you as much value. Get us winning picks for free. So speaking of that research tab, we're going to kick things off with the first pick in this video today, but I'll go ahead and just use that VIP research tab here to just kind of cover some of the things I've already discussed for this first pick. So my first pick, we're going to be talking about this Los Angeles Clippers game. Take it on the Miami Heat. It's a 212.5 over under 6-point spread in favor of the Miami Heat. We already got confirmation on some news in this one on both the Clippers and the Heat side. We'll go ahead and pull that up, but multiple guys going to be out on both sides. So the Clippers, there's going to be no Kawhi Leonard in this one, no Norman Powell, no Terrence Mann. On the Miami Heat side, we're seeing that there's going to be a few injuries as well. No Kyle Lowry, no Gabe Vincent. But what I really want to be targeting here is the Clipper side, and I want to talk about Ivica Zubac and specifically his turnovers, because he has a turnover issue. He has one of the highest turnover rates in the entire NBA. Pulling up this chart as far as what I already provided to the VIP. He's got a 22% turnover rate. That is in the bottom 8th percentile in his entire position at the center, at the big position. Very, very bad. He's turning the ball over very frequently. When we're breaking down, where he ranks in the league as far as turnover percentage, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th worst in the entire league. Keep in mind, a lot of these guys listed above him aren't starters. I don't know if any of them are. PJ Tucker. Outside of that, JaVale McGee, DeAndre Jordan, Biyombo, Steven Adams is there as well, along with Zubac. But guy has a turnover issue. He's turning the ball over a ton, and his turnover prop is available over here on Prize Picks. Looking at the line as far as Pinnacle is concerned, he is currently a minus 141 favorite to hit the over 1.5 turnovers, and he has hit this in 4 of the last 5. So, Zubac has a big turnover issue. The odds are looking really good for him to hit this prop, and he has been consistently hitting it, and it is available to us over here on Prize Picks. We're getting some great value. Once again, looking at the latest odds as far as Pinnacle is concerned, he is a minus 141 favorite to hit the over on this turnover prop. So, definitely a prop that I want to be targeting. Kind of discussed it. He's got a big turnover problem. The turnover percentage is really, really high. Vegas indicating they do like him to hit this over turnovers. And he has hit in 4 of the last 5. I do expect this trend to continue. I think this is a great prop that we can go ahead and target on the Prize Picks board today. So, pick number 1, going with the over 1.5 turnovers here for Ivica Zubac. That will be pick number 1. Pick number 2. We're going to talk about this second game. The Houston Rockets taking on the San Antonio Spurs. This should be a phenomenal game environment. It's a 230 over-under. We have two teams that are terrible defensively and two teams that play at a fast pace. Looking at the pace metric as far as these two teams, the San Antonio Spurs have a 101.91 pace metric. That's 7th fastest in the league. The Houston Rockets come in with a 100.11 pace metric, I should say. They are 15th in the entire league in pace, so this game's expected to fly, and neither of these teams play any defense. As a matter of fact, they're bottom 2 in the entire league. San Antonio ranks 30th in effective field goal percentage rank, and Houston is 29th in effective field goal percentage rank as far as scoring is concerned. So I expect there to be a lot of scoring in this game, not a whole lot of defense, and I want to talk about specifically the San Antonio Spurs side because they are dealing with some injuries that are very relevant and are going to increase some usage on their side tonight. We have no Devin Vassell most likely. He's going to be doubtful. That's pretty much an official out. It's just not official yet, but expect him to be out. Bates Diop, out. Jakob Poeltl, out. Jeremy Sochan, out. Blake Wesley, out. That is going to open up some major usage for the San Antonio Spurs side. And most notably, Tre Jones. He's going to get the biggest usage bump. Was already diving in the numbers on this one when you look at his fantasy point per minute production and his overall production with these guys off the court. You can see this query that I have ran up here. No Poeltl, no Bates Diop, no Vassell, no Wesley, no Sochan. Tre Jones featuring a 33.4% usage rate, and he's putting up 1.64 fantasy points per minute in that scenario without these guys on the floor. That is very, very good, and that is very significant. As a matter of fact, when we're looking at the differential, we're talking about a 13.5% usage bump for Tre Jones without those guys on the court, and we're also talking about 0.68 fantasy points per minute more than he typically scores with them on the court. So that is a huge difference in his fantasy point per minute production, and I do expect him to have a big game here. We talked about it. Houston Rockets, terrible defensively. As a matter of fact, they have some of the worst defensive players in the entire league. They have the worst defensive player in the entire league in Eric Gordon. We're breaking down this Houston Rockets starting lineup. Their whole lineup is really bad, man, on defense. Eric Gordon, worst defensive rating in the entire league. Just talked about him. This is the bottom 25, I believe, defenders in the entire league we have pulled up here. We see Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson also crack this list on the Spurs side, but next, Jalen Green on the Rockets. Not good defensively. Kenyon Martin, he comes off the bench, but also another terrible defender. Kevin Porter Jr. cracks this list as well. So pretty much the entire, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, it is 25. Bottom 25 defenders in the entire league is pretty much the entire Houston Rockets starting lineup. So they're terrible defensively. Tre Jones is going to get a big bump up here in his usage rate and his fantasy point per minute production as seen over a 32-minute sample size with no Poeltl, Bates Diop, Vassell on the floor. I'd expect him to be able to surpass his fantasy score prop tonight for all of these reasons. A 31.5 fantasy score prop. Love this pick. We talked about it. You look at the last 5. He hasn't been cracking this. But keep in mind, guys, there's a lot of context going into this. All of these guys are going to be out. It's a big difference in Tre Jones' usage rate and his fantasy point production with all these guys out versus them on. You know, no Jakob Poeltl, no Devin Vassell. Big difference for him. And once again, for all this reasoning, do really like this fantasy score prop. So pick number 2, I'm going with the over 31.5 fantasy score here for Tre Jones. That'll be pick number 2. And pick number 3, we're going to go to his teammate, the other guy that's going to get a big usage bump here. Once again, with all these guys off the court, Johnson plus 3.3% usage, Jones 2.3, lead active Spurs in usage differential with Vassell off the floor this season. I just pulled up those numbers with all these guys off the floor this season. And the other guy that's going to get a big usage bump, big fantasy point per minute production bump is going to be Keldon Johnson. We're talking about a 50-minute sample size for him, a 32.3% usage rate with these guys off the court with a 1.36 fantasy point per minute production. Once again, big difference. That is a 3.7 usage bump and a plus 0.39 fantasy point per minute bump. That is very, very significant. We're talking about almost half a point more per minute, over half a point per minute production for Tre Jones. Keldon Johnson's right there with him. These guys are going to be putting up a lot more fantasy points, getting a lot more usage and a lot more production against literally the best matchup you could ask for in the Houston Rockets. We just talked about all of their terrible defenders. Eric Gordon, probably going to be a guy that's, put on the task of trying to slow down Keldon Johnson. And we just talked about it. He literally has the worst defensive rating in the entire NBA with a 120.8 rating on the defensive end. Don't expect Eric Gordon to have much success against Keldon Johnson. Once again, Keldon Much better fantasy point per minute production with these guys off the court, similar to what we talked about with Trey Jones. And these are two guys that I definitely want to be targeting tonight. So pick number 3. Going with this over 38.5 fantasy score for Keldon Johnson. Once again, don't let this last 5 logs deter you off it, guys. Context is very important. These guys have been in. These have been tougher opponents as well. You know, New Orleans Pelicans, a much tougher opponent where he only put up 24.7 fantasy points. Also, these guys haven't been out for all these games, so don't let these last 5 logs deter you off it. Context is very important. I just provided you with all the context surrounding this prop. So pick number 3, I'm going with the over 38.5 fantasy score here for Keldon Johnson, and that is going to be my 3 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prizepicks in the NBA tonight, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. If you're looking for even more picks, more valuable content, I can do a lot more in the premium than I can on these free videos just with the time, the releasing of the props, capitalizing on these props before bumps occur, etc. Check out the premium content packages, and if you haven't signed up for Prizepicks, sign up today. Use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100. Wishing you guys all the best of luck on your NBA player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.